I'll never understand how do you have women, how do you have security that's more so the size of Ariana Grande handling women who majority-wise are more so the size of Serena Williams? I'll never get that. I'll never get that. This is, Lord, in that fight. My review for Basketball Wives Season 5, Basketball Wives LA, Season 5, Episode 14. Tammy's okay. Tammy finally opens the door, and Tammy, you know, she was drinking a little bit too much last night, and so she overslept. That's all it is. She overslept. She's cool. She's coming. Just give her 15 minutes, and she's down there. Because we had Jackie, who's ready to call the security, and she actually did call security, so it was just like, okay, I have to cancel that. They decide they need to go out, and while they're on their little bus thing, Jackie whips out her magic 8-ball. And of course, as usual, is there going to be conflict? Is Jackie going to start something? Most likely. Is someone going to get into a fight? Most likely. Are you going to have a good time? Most likely. Again, very generic. Duffy isn't really feeling the situation. Duffy decides she's just going to go and be to herself. She's not going to make any waves. They go and there's this singer, you know, this local singer, and he's just playing music with his guitar, and Jackie's feeling it. Of course he sounds great, but Jackie's just like, oh my gosh, this is so sexy. It's, you know, the usual Jackie Christie thing. They go shopping, and that's cool as well. You know, very nice local trinkets, and while they're there, not trinkets, but really nice stuff, Duffy is speaking with Angel Love. Because Angel Love's just like, wait a minute, what's going on? We cool? Are we not cool? Like, what's the deal? Duffy feels a certain way because she kind of feels ostracized by the group. She doesn't feel like she can really trust anyone. She feels very uncomfortable. She should. Because she came to a situation where they were already talking more so about her. And she doesn't know what's going on. But it was a little surprising that Angel Love, of all people, is just like, hey, are you good or not? So, and Duffy said that as well. So it's like, I thought maybe some other people who were supposed to be my friends were going to go and say that. But no, the reason why they're not doing that is because it's supposed to be on their trip. And you're supposed to be just, they don't have issues with anyone. So they're not even thinking about you. So I'm not going to go and say anything towards them because at the end of the day, they're on a trip. You're all grown. They're probably thinking you're supposed to be able to handle this on your own. Shawnee's talking to Tami just to see where everyone is. Because Shawnee wants to make sure that everything's good between Tami and Duffy. Of course, nothing's really good. Tammy's basically telling her like this. Something may happen. Something may pop off if she wants it to pop off. If she doesn't want anything to pop off, then nothing will pop off. While they went out to eat, they want to have lunch. And it's funny because the waiter, well, technically the waitress who's serving them, because they're in a different country, so there's certain things like she doesn't know what mayonnaise is, she doesn't know what certain other things are, and it's just like, really? Even though I'm just looking like, really? But I have to think they're in another country and that's how it is. Heck, when I went to Puerto Rico this summer, there were certain things that we were trying to say, and it was just like, wait, so you really don't know, but you speak English very well? Because again, there's still certain words and culturally that they may not say or say differently. So aside from the language barrier, the slight language barrier, they finally figure out what to eat. But the dinner table is tense because why wouldn't it? If you have all these people here who, you know, they kind of like each other, but two of them are borderline warring, that's going to create a lot of tension. A lot of tension means a lot of silence, because if there's not silence, then you have the situation of someone's going to say something to offend the other person. Shawnee decides she wants to go and put it out there that she was, her and Tami were eavesdropping on what Duffy and Brandy's conversation with Jackie in Malaysia. And that's where it got a little weird, because again, it was like, okay, so Duffy, you felt like, oh, I wasn't being mature about certain things. It was just like, no, to Brandy's like, Brandy's saying, yeah, you were being prideful, if you were being prideful, I would want you to put that aside and to just let me know, to let us know that you're here to have fun with us. You're here to, regardless if you like it. Here's the issue. Here's the issue. Forget all of that. You want someone who doesn't like someone for a valid reason to be cool with that said person and then pretend like we're all good. Tammy's a lot of things, and that's not even in a bad way. Tami is a lot of things. But one of the things that she definitely doesn't do is with the fake. She can go and, if she's kind of okay with you, if she doesn't have a reason to feel like she wants to borderline fight you, she can go and do that. But if she feels absolutely disrespected, Tammy's not the one to just go and sit there. She's there to at least say something. And that's what we actually respect her for, because we're tired of this whole fake and phony, oh, well, you know, we just pretend to be good. No! Forget the cameras right now. You said something I didn't like. You said something that hurt someone that I love. And you want me to go and pretend to be cool with you? No. And I feel like that's what Duffey borderline wants us to feel like, okay, it's cool. It's cool, copacetic. It's funny because Malaysia and Duffey clearly aren't on the same page. And they've never been on the same page. And that's very apparent because Malaysia just lets it be known how, you know, at the end of the day, if Tami feels a certain way, she's allowed to feel a certain way. And if you said what you said, this and that, Duffey's looking at Malaysia like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be on my side. It almost sounds like you're trying to take her side. You're not being impartial. Side note, who knew that Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart were going to have a show? I don't know why or how I didn't know. I'm usually in the loop. I'm usually the person telling people, okay, this is what's going on. This is the things that you may not know. I had no idea that, none whatsoever. So it gets brought up. Tami just wants it to be known. Do you have a problem with me? Do you have a problem with me, Duffey? Because if you do, we can settle this. We can fight. Because she was just like, oh, you said you wanted to fight me, and I was in front of my daughter, and my daughter's not here now, so do you want to still get bucked? Duffey said, no, you know, I did want to fight you at that point, but I'm above it. I'm beyond it. I'm past it. I'm thinking, telling someone that you want to fight them is an invitation for a fight, and yet you now are saying you're all good. So Tami, you know, Tammy's definitely a different Tami than a couple of years ago, because Tammy's just like, you know what? We're supposed to be on a trip. We're supposed to be having fun. So I'll accept that. I'll accept that as your response to you don't want to go fight, do everything. Cool. Perfect. For now. For now. If you do, let me know. I'm thinking, Lord, you know how this is going to end up. While they're in the van, Jackie's trying to get people, well, the attention, there's a lot of tension, so they start a whole truth and dare, and they dare Angel Brinks to go and kiss some local guy in the street. Of course, Brandy says dare, so Duffey says, I want you to go and dance with a local guy. We're like, okay, okay. Now, while they're looking, there's this guy who, I'm thinking, there's this random guy who's just looking kind of at them, and it's like, me? 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 I'm thinking, if he's not part of production, I don't know what. But anyway, they go and they get Angel Brinks to kiss him on the cheek. Then Brandy was going and dancing with this older gentleman, and I could believe that he was one of the locals. That was funny because, you know, Brandy's tall. So this guy is like this. But, you know, he was spinning her around and everything. So, again, the tension got a little bit thinner. Jackie wants them to drink, to have fun, because this is her trip. She wants them to be cool and copacetic. They're like, this tastes like thick I don't know what. Oh, and that reminds me. Jackie was trying to describe mayonnaise to the waitress. And she was like, you know, thick, creamy, white substance, you know, people make... I'm like, whoa, Jackie, stop. Jackie, let's be cool. So now they're going to go to tile painting. And I appreciate this because you can tell these are women that have to deal with a lot of stress. Because normally when you have to deal with a lot of stress and you do things... Yeah, it's nice for the women to actually go and do something different like the painting, tile painting. And they all do a really good job. It's very relaxing. For people who are stressed, it's absolutely great for them to go and do something like that, artistic. It gets a lot of frustrations out, actually. But then we have Jackie. Jackie, who's sexually frustrated, so she goes and she draws a silhouette of a woman with saggy boobs and hair pubes. And Tami was like, oh, is that self-portrait? Tami, you ain't right for that. You're not right for that. Angel loves talking to Jackie because Jackie's freaking out. Jackie's thinking, oh no, it's Jug. She's used to being in control, and so with Jug planning all of the wedding preparations, that's killing her inside. That's killing her inside, and she feels like, you know what? I need to go and see what he's doing, but I can't because he's not answering, he's not picking up. This is just too much for me. And we're wondering, why isn't the call going through? This doesn't make sense. But we learn why pretty soon. The next day, they actually, Shawnee and Tami talk, and they need to talk because Tami thinks she might be pregnant or going through menopause. The issue with menopause is the fact that if she's going through menopause, now she has to worry about, oh no, she can't have a child. Shawnee's trying to reassure her, no, don't worry about that. My mom was 48 when she had her last child. And of course, every woman's body is different, but Tami, today or tomorrow, will be able to take the test to know if she really is pregnant. The other thing that could be happening is the stress factor, because things were actually in her life overall are better than they were years and years ago. So this new type of stress might be messing with her cycle. But aside from that, we have the issue of Tami is still saying, you know, she doesn't know if she's pregnant right now. So she's ready to fight if, since that's the case. She's ready to fight Duffey if she needs to fight Duffey. Of course, when she finds out she's pregnant, definitely that's not going to happen. But if she, right now, since she still doesn't know, it won't hurt her. And so she's going to go and do it if she needs to do it. I'm thinking, Tami, you're actually saying that you're not sure if you're pregnant, but you're still willing to take the chance to fight. I don't get that. I felt like I was missing something. I felt like I must have been missing something for her to actually go and say that. I'm like, I had to rewind it a couple of times because I thought I was missing something. Where Jackie is trying to get everyone drunk because now they're back in the van. And Duffey's the only one willing to take the alcohol. Everyone's like, it's 10 a.m. in the morning. What are you trying to do, Jackie? We understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to loosen us up. But you know what we drink, especially the stuff that you're giving us, that brown liquor? Things get crazy. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go to this beach where I'm looking at them like, I can't see sun. It looks like a huge overcast. Everyone looks gloomy. No one's really talking. Jackie's over it. Duffey is a little lit from the alcohol she already had. So Duffey wants to have fun. Duffey and Jackie go to the bar to get some more drinks. And Duffey and Jackie are just talking, and Jackie's just saying how she's irritated because she wants the girls to have fun. It's supposed to be a girls' trip, but instead she has these women who don't want to do anything. But she was like, shout out to you for actually being fun and wanting to participate. So it's like, yeah, of course, Duffey's going to hang on to whoever she feels like has her back and is actually showing her some type of attention because she feels like she needs the attention right now. So that's why she wants to do that. The problem is that, again, the beach is a bonk. It actually looked like it was a little cold, so everyone starts to pack up and leave and gets their Jackie and Duffey stuff as well. Jackie's irritated because it's like, I'm trying to have fun with these women, but they don't want to have fun. So they go to this new spot, I guess, to have lunch. And Jackie's sitting down, and Jackie, I'm like, oh crap, why did someone give Jackie alcohol? I understand she did it to herself, but I told you, Jackie shouldn't be drinking while she's on production. Jackie didn't act a fool, but Jackie did her usual overly emotional, I can't believe this, you know, they're supposed to be having fun, these women, these dumb women, and these irritating women, these sourpusses. And they were like, Jackie, we're here. The sourpusses you're referring to, we're right here. But Jackie was over it because she feels like, why are you here then? What's the point of you being here? My sentiments exactly. You wanted them here even though you knew that this would most likely be the outcome. You thought that they could be mature and handle the situation a little bit differently, but we knew better. So how come you didn't know better? This was a situation where Tami has every right to feel the way she feels. Duffey's entitled to feel the way she feels. And so then, since everyone's on opposing sides, we have that conflict of interest. Duffey, that's when the narrative switches back to Duffey and Tami again. You know, what's the real issue? Tami tries to say, no, there is no problem. We talked and we're good. We're not really good, but we understand there's nothing more else to speak because we're not going to go and apologize to each other. It's cool, copacetic. Duffey's saying, you know, originally I agree with you, Tami. When we had that sit down, everything was good. The conversation was done. Finito. But after sitting here and thinking about it, I'm thinking, after sitting here and thinking about it, now I do have a problem again. What? How does that work? Please let me know how that works, because I'd love to know how that possibly works. After sitting around and thinking about it, I know we do have a problem again. Tami said, you know what, I'm tired of this mess, I'm getting up and leaving. And I respect the fact that Tami did that, because if you're the type where you can't be in that type of environment and handle that type of BS, it's better you go and remove yourself from the situation than start some conflict. Excuse me. Especially because they're in public. So while Tami's walking away, Duffey's just like, yeah, well, you know, she's walking away, you're supposed to have a problem with me, but she's saying not supposed to have a problem with me, da, 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 da. Tami, or like, everyone's like, Tami, just keep walking, just keep walking. I'm thinking, Duffey, be quiet, it's over with. Duffey has some liquor in her system as well, and I know that was part of the issue. I know that was part of the issue, because Duffey was okay yesterday. She was mums yesterday. She got a little bit extra liquor, and then she felt like, you know what? The thing that I really wanted to say, that I decided I wanted to pretend to keep the peace, forget all of that. Now, we have this, Tami comes back to the table and say, okay, so what's the problem? Goes around the table, like, everyone pushes back their chair because they know what's about to happen. They all jump up. Shawnee's the first one tries to stop Tami. Shawnee's just like, oh, okay. So she backs off. Then, I was wondering why Tami was trying to swing on Shawnee and everyone else around her, and I was like, oh, Shawnee pulled her hair. Not on purpose. Not on purpose like, no, you're not going to do this. She was probably trying to get her shirt or something, but the hair was the closest thing swinging. I mean, closest thing, so that's what she got instead. Because I was wondering, I'm like, dang, why is she going off like that? Brandy, of course, is trying to protect her friend Duffey, her sister, I should say. And so, Brandy was like, oh, stop. This is Tami trying to do everything she possibly can to get around Brandy, you know, knocking her glasses off, because again, she's not really trying to hit Brandy. And then you have these two security guards that are built like, they looked like they were as skinny as me, but as short as the Angels. So I'm thinking, though, that must have been the venue security, because there is no way that that was VH1's regular security. Because Sean, because I'm thinking, Lord Jesus, they can't do anything. They can't. The women were having a easier time holding back Tami and Duffey than the male security. Except for when Sean, who's one of the other executive producers, he came out and was just like, we're not going to do this. Because Sean is big. He's actually taller than all of them and big. So he was able to finally get Tami, kind of, because Tami had that look of, I'm going to get you. Duffey, while Tami is being subdued, she finally swings, and that pisses off Tami even more. I'm thinking, wait a minute, so that's when you decide to go and swing? You have your friend trying to defend you. You'll go and get buck if you have to, hypothetically, but you swing when Tami is going, really? Okay. Okay, some points off for you. So now they're trying to get everyone out of there. Brandy and Angel Love start to have an argument because it's just like, wait, but what's going on? Why are you doing this? So no, we're trying to go. So like, wait, so we resolved it. No, and it's like, whoa, hold up. And Malaysia's like, no, this love, this isn't about you. This isn't about you. I understand what you're trying to do. I know you're trying to help, but don't worry, I got you. I appreciate Malaysia for stepping in and being like, okay, no, it's alright. Just help her, remove her from the situation. Duffey was moving as slow as possible. Like, no, I'm good. I'm thinking, Duffey, you better leave, because Tami is not playing around. This is the old Tami. Old Tami's back. She's pissed. I found it interesting how, at the end of the day, because I'm sure Shawnee was thinking, Lord, you just told me you're pregnant and possibly pregnant, and now you're acting this. No, you need to stop. You need to stop. But remember, Shawnee agreed that she wasn't going to go and divulge the information. We see the video playback. Jackie was so far back. At the end of the day, Jackie really isn't a fighter. So I respect the fact that she always stays consistent in staying back, even if it is kind of like, you keep talking about getting buck, but you're not willing to stop or intervene or physically intervene. But I get it. If that's what you don't do, fine. Fine. Now everyone is finally situated, and Tami is separated from the others because the others finally left. Now, the next issue is, I thought it was interesting that Malaysia decided to stay with Tami. I don't know if that was the request of Shawnee, because it's like, I need someone who actually could possibly keep Tami at bay if she starts to get buck again, because the other Angels, that wasn't going to work. Jackie, you know, she wasn't going to intervene. And Brandy was going to be there for Duffey. So, really, Malaysia was the only other one. But I'm sure Duffey's going to feel a certain way, be like, why was Malaysia with Tami? Because the truth is, Malaysia may like you overall, but you two don't see eye to eye on a bunch of things. You're just different people. I feel like Malaysia naturally more so meshes with Tami more than Duffey. So it actually made sense to me. Now Tami was like, oh, I need to go and pee. So she's walking. I'm thinking, didn't Tami say she used to run track or something in high school? And I don't know why that thought crossed my mind right before Tami did a 50-meter sprint. To where? I don't know, because everyone else was supposed to be gone already. So I'm thinking, who's she running to? They're like, Steven! 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 And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Was Steven talking to Duffey and the other women on the other side? Trying to figure out, okay, where do we go from here? Or what? Because remember, Shawnee is an executive producer. Regardless of how people may feel about her, she's an executive producer of the show. So when something like this happens, they do need to talk and all that. But she had to be with her friend Tami. But with Tami doing that sprint, because I mean, Malaysia saw it. So Malaysia tried to stop her. But that wasn't going to work. I feel like Chance the Rapper's song was going to need to come off. If one more label tried to stop me, you ain't got no problems. Want no problems with me. That's all I was thinking. I was like, oh gosh, they're not going to catch her. And they couldn't. Tami was like, she was running. Is it sad that I was like, I don't want to see grown women fighting on TV. I don't. Tired of it. Over it. But when I saw, I was like, oh, this feels like 2010, 2011 when this stuff was still fresh. Like, oh my gosh. So that was it. Let me know what you think. Because that was a lot. That was a lot. Please like, comment, subscribe. Jesus.